offensive took place on January 24. The 2nd Corps of the United States, with the 34th Infantry Division under the command of Major General Charles Ryder at the forefront and French colonial troops on the right flank, launched an attack through the flooded valley of the Rapido River north of Cassino. The troops aimed towards the mountains beyond the valley, intending to then shift left and assault Cassino from higher ground. Although crossing the Rapido upstream was much easier due to the presence of fords, the flooding of the valley made progress through it extremely difficult, particularly, armored units could only move along specially laid paths. Due to these difficulties, the 34th Division went through 8 days of bloody fighting in marshy terrain before managing to push back the 44th German Infantry Division of General Frank and secure a position at the foot of the mountains. On the right, French troops advanced well, pushing back the 5th German Mountain Division under General Julius Ringel and occupying positions on the slopes of their first objective, Mount Chifalco. The forward units of the 3rd Algerian Division flanked Mount Chifalco to capture the Belvedere and Col Abate Mountains. General Juin was convinced that Cassino could be flanked from the north, but his request for reinforcements was not met, and the only available unit, from the 36th Division, was sent to reinforce the 34th Division. By January 31, the French had to halt, leaving Mount Chifalco, which provided a good view of the Allies' flanks and supply routes, in German hands. The 2 French divisions suffered casualties of 2,500 men in the fighting. The combat task of the 34th Division of the United States, reinforced by the 142nd Regiment of the 36th Division, was to advance southward along a chain of hills. The division was to reach the intersection of ridges in the south, where there was a mountain with a monastery on it. After that, the troops could break through into the Liri Valley, being behind the fortifications of the Gustav Line. The division faced great difficulties in advancing. The mountains were rocky, with boulders, numerous gorges, and ravines. Digging trenches and foxholes proved impossible, leaving the troops vulnerable to German fire. The gorges, overgrown with thick grass, were littered with mines, traps, and barbed wire obstacles placed by the defending side. The Germans had more than 3 months to organize defensive positions in these places, and they made full use of that time. Moreover, there were no natural shelters for the advancing troops, and the weather was damp and very cold, with frequent frosts. By early February, American infantry had captured an important height near the village of San Onofrio, located a little more than 1.5 kilometers from the abbey, and on February 7, one of the battalions occupied height 445, the round peak of the hill directly under the monastery, just 370 meters from it. A detachment of Americans made a sortie to the walls of the monastery, but without success. All attempts to capture Monte Cassino failed due to intense machine gun fire from German positions under the monastery. Despite heavy fighting, the 34th Division was unable to seize the German positions on Hill 593, known to the Germans as Mount Calvary, held by the 3rd Battalion of the 2nd German Parachute Regiment. This height was strategically important as it overlooked the entire mountain range leading to the abbey.